Designing for online learning, building a classroom environment through essential interactions. In this series, we're examining the key question, how can we create a stimulating learning environment in an online platform? Let's consider how an instructor, let's call her Anita, can incorporate these important interactions into her course. Here are two sample student interactions. In each case, you will notice that students have to engage with content in a very meaningful way. Students analyze video of their teaching using a framework for effective practice in literacy instruction. So perhaps the content for this module was a framework on effective practice. Perhaps there were readings or videos or podcasts for the students to examine. They needed to extract from that content important aspects of the framework and then utilize those to analyze a video of their own teaching. This requires students to go far beyond reading, listening, and viewing. They have to actually critically think about the content you're providing to them, and they have to then apply it in a way that has meaning for their actual practice. The other sample, students review and critique sections of a curriculum that is written from a skills-based perspective about literacy, is quite similar. It asks the students to use what they've learned about a particular skills-based perspective about teaching literacy, and they need to utilize what they know about that in order to analyze and critique certain curriculum. Once again, this requires students to go beyond reading, viewing, or listening. They have to take the information they've learned, they need to process it into something meaningful for them, and then they need to apply it to something in their actual field. When planning student-to-content interactions, we recommend that you provide various kinds of content, such as videos, podcasts, and images, as well as text. This will help to engage students in different ways within your course. Allow for various ways to interact with that content that will be meaningful for a variety of learners, such as sort, analyze, discuss, reflect, and create. You want to ensure that students are not just reading, listening, and viewing the content that you are providing to them. You want to ensure that they are thinking about it in the ways that you want them to think about it. Include appropriate accessibility features so all students can benefit from interacting with the content. It is your responsibility to ensure that course materials and activities are accessible to all of your learners. When planning student-to-content interactions, we also recommend that you consider who your students will be. Students learn through different modalities. It's important to have a variety of content materials and activities for your students. Some students speak English as a second or third language. How will you support their understanding of the content? Some bring significant work and life experiences to class. How will you leverage that into good learning opportunities for students? Some may be from an older or younger generations. You might have quite a mix of students in your classroom. And some may not hear, see, move, or think in the same ways as other learners in the course.